Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining yet another Lead Squared panel discussion. My name is Kartika and I will be your host for the day. I am from Lead Squared's marketing team, and please let me know where all of you all are joining us from today because we would definitely love to know. Because right now Pankaj is joining us from Dubai and Jagrati and we are joining from Bangalore, India. So let us know where you're from. And with that, let me get to the main topic of the discussion. Today, we'll be discussing amplifying property sales through tech transformation. So, let me first introduce our wonderful panel of speakers. We have Mr. Pankaj, who is the CEO of Golden Crown Real Estate. Hi, Pankaj. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi Kartika, how are you?
I am good. Really glad to have you here. And Pankaj, for our audience here, would you like to say a few lines about yourselves and your journey so far?
Yeah, just I just want to take you through the quick journey. I started my career in real estate around 5 years back in Dubai, and so far so good. It has been an amazing journey. We have seen the time of COVID-19,
Oh,
the
yes.
upscale, the Russia-Ukraine war, the impact of real hardcore sales, and the amazing golden period or so-called purple patch of the real estate, which is now. So real estate is on peak. Everyone is buying across the globe. Combination of all this can be a great help for you all.
So I can definitely say that you've been through the roller coaster for sure. So I guess we have a lot to learn from all those experiences today as well. Before that, let me just quickly introduce our next speaker for the day. We have Miss Jagrati, who is our product marketer and who is also our go-to person for real estate here at Lead Squared. Hi, Jag. Thank you so much for joining us today. Wonderful to have you here again because I know that you've done webinars with us before. So tell me, what are you looking forward to today?
Hi, Kartika. Hi, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us from across the country as well as the world. Yeah, I think today it's all going to be about how can we sort of get some share of that high rising real estate scenario that is happening right now. Because, like Pankaj mentioned, everyone is ready to buy, and we sort of want to have our share as well. Like, where can we get some sales in our bucket as well. So yeah, today I hope our audience can have some takeaways in terms of that, and they get to learn something new.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much, Jagriti. I'm really looking forward to learning from both our speakers today. Before that, I have a few pointers for the audience as well. So, if you look towards the right side corner of your screen, you'll have a few options there. The first one being polls. This is where we will publish a couple of polls throughout the session today. Please do respond to them. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to learn from your responses. The next option being the question tab. This is your go to for any questions or doubts that you might have during the actual session. So, if you want to ask questions to Pankaj or Jagrati, please do put it up over there. The next one is the chat tab. Of course, this is where we can interact with each other, and that is all. And for a better viewer experience, please do put your screen on full screen. With that, I think I'm going to hand the session over to Jagrati. Thank you so much. I'll be backstage now. Thank you.
Thank you, Kartika. I think, yeah, Pankaj, we can jump straight into the aspect of where you shared, yeah, everybody is buying today. So, what exactly is the current real estate scenario in Middle East, in Dubai? How is it going?
See, in Dubai, firstly, Dubai being the one of the safest city in the world, or you can say UAE as one of the safest country in the world, people are loving to invest and take golden visa. So Dubai offers golden visa on every 2 million dirham investment. People want to buy right, left, and center. So any tension which is happening globally, recessions or political crisis or war is giving Dubai a thrill to go and boost the real estate. That's where the real estate is market is on peak. It's like, it's very funny, but people don't believe outside Dubai. But when you come inside Dubai, you will know. If you want to book a property, if it's a launch, especially by the branded developers like Imar and Damak, If you want to buy something, you give a check, you submit your expression of interest, but within 15 minutes, a tower having 700 units worth 1 billion dirham is sold out. And unfortunately, 20 to 25% of the subscribers don't even get the units what they want. And they back off with a sad face looking for another opportunity to invest.
So it is a cutthroat market out there, like especially with big developers like you mentioned. So then how do the small fishes in the pond or the small fishes in the sea survive and still make a mark?
That's an amazing question, and that's very interesting for people who like to know about this. See, firstly, you need to understand the product's impact, and a person who is on the other side has to understand the client requirement exactly and needs to register their interest immediately. Although it's a, when we talk about it's a huge launch or it's a very fast sell of product, but Dubai follows a certain protocol, or developers follow a certain protocol which are tech driven. So it's completely a first come first serve basis. So people who register the expression of interest earlier have a chance to get the better unit or select the better unit in the launch.
Okay, and so from the perspective, this is from the perspective of the buyer. But how can, if I want to go and buy a property in Dubai today, and if I want to select my realtor so that I understand that he will provide the best service to me, how do I ensure as a realtor also that yeah, whatever my client wishes for, I can sort of deliver on my promise?
Yes, you are on the very right question. I don't think so. Many of the countries even have this, but Dubai has this. There is an application called Dubai Rest. So it's a Dubai land department governed application, monitored application, where you as a buyer can type your broker's name and search his number of transactions being done in past, and you can exactly monitor what kind of a person is he, what's the rating being given, what are the languages being known. If you don't know any broker in market, you want to buy a property in Dubai, you can simply visit this application, you can search the broker, filter out the broker and find the best broker for you. That's
Understood.
one of the concept. Yeah.
All right. And so now I sort of understand that yeah, it Dubai, like buying property in Dubai is very, very consumer friendly, buyer friendly. But what about how can real estate brokers and real estate businesses, small businesses, sort of create that visibility about themselves as well as their business and the kind of properties they deal in, so that these first time buyers or probably repeat buyers come to them instead of going to only well known realtors?
See, I'll tell you one thing, Jagruti. In this, very major role is of digital marketing and the digital era, which has been in the trend, especially in Dubai from past 5 years, where a person coming to Dubai as a visitor who is coming for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, especially from Europe, Russia, US, India, China. So from these countries, when people come and stay for 3, 4 days, they intend to buy properties, and where the agents come into the picture is they tap them with the digital marketing or social media marketing. They get them into their bucket and they engage them. Obviously, let's say I'm coming to Dubai for the first time, I'm not going to buy immediately. 70% of the people won't buy immediately, 30% will buy. The 70% who don't buy immediately would obviously buy in a month, 2 or 6 months of time. Engaging them, keeping them engaged with their technological driven CRMs or client engagement portals, keeping them know that you are trying to be in touch with them, not being a typical salesperson or an agent. Every new project coming in and you are giving a call and telling that boss, hi, this is a new launch, blah 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 blah. No one is going to be interested. But yes, when you forward the information with a right approach, definitely that person is going to come back and going to buy some of the other thing from you.
Great. And are there any certain channels that we know that these work, probably Facebook and Instagram work better for the real estate market? Or are there any Dubai specific channels or social media platforms that our new business owners or new realtors should keep in mind for?
One important search engine I will like to highlight is Yandex, especially for people buying the properties from Russia and Ukraine. They prefer Yandex. They don't prefer Google. So Google AdWords is one of the portal where you can generate good quality leads and have a good conversion. And Yandex is also one of the lead generation portal where you can generate marketing leads with a nice conversion rate.
And so you typically mention that not each and every buyer or lead that comes to your system is ready to buy immediately. So you sort of need to keep on nurturing them, keep on reminding them that, okay, you are there, your services are available, you can help them in this fashion or not. So what is the typical nurturing cycle that you personally follow at Golden Crown?
See, firstly, we need to understand the buyer's age when he's looking for a property. Let's suppose I am a client who started looking for a property today. If I get a right agent, I might close in first 15 to 20 days. If I don't get a right agent, I might take 2 months to close it. Now, how I define this right agent and not that agent, what a client is looking for. So when I look up for a right agent means someone who is giving me a approach driven, a number driven suggestion or a solution is recommending me to buy. Let's assume that I am buying a property. I am investing my 1 million dirhams or 5 million dirhams. It's almost 10 cr in Indian currency. So to put my 10 cr INR, I need to know on what product I'm investing. When I'm new in Dubai, I don't know anything. Whatever I know is my agent. So if an agent is able to convince him, a company is able to create a branded environment around him. Obviously, the brand is not putting banners or posters in Dubai. It's all about digital presence. So this kind of an approach gives them a very luxurious and comfort to buy a property and invest the 10 CR in a company or with an agent, not with moreover as a property, because he doesn't knows which property or which developer is a product. You know.
Yeah. So in terms of, because it's a buyer's market, there's also a lot of competition because I'm sure there are not a lot of barriers to entry to enter the real estate market in Dubai. So how is the government also sort of supporting the business side of the community and encouraging them to sort of come into this business and sell more properties?
See, earlier it was before 2016, it was completely risky to come into the real estate sales because 51% partner was a local Emirati. If you're up to open a real estate company, it was mandatory that 51% has to be a local Emirati. So there was a hesitation and there was a human sentiment which were blocking someone to open a company and start selling. But after the new laws, it has become very easy to own the 100% company on your name, and you can fully run the show the way you want. Obviously, opening a company has become easy, but making it a brand and running it has equal level of challenges when if the person is not able to evolve himself digitally. So if you are not evolving yourself on the digital parameters, that your website is amazing, people walking in knows you and can do a great business with you, you don't have the engaging parameters, you don't have the retargeting tools to target the client who have been engaged with you, you are not sending a professional email after a call from your client, or you're not sending him WhatsApp business APIs to engage them, you are losing out on a big chunk because this is a market where everything is digital.
So, yeah, I mean, I think you've mentioned a couple of platforms, be it Google search, be it Yandex, be it WhatsApp, emails. So these are different platforms where information might be going out in silos. So one team might be taking care of the emails. Like, for example, marketing normally takes care of the nurturing and the retargeting. But when it comes to selling or talking about the product as a whole, the sales team comes into the picture. And then they might not get a lot of context shared down from the marketing team that, okay, these are the kind of messaging that we sent across to them, and so you might want to talk to them on these lines. So in terms of this disconnect between different teams that are interacting with the prospect, how do you ensure with the help of technology that each and every team has got end-to-end visibility?
See, I'll tell you one thing. In this, a company's action or a company's strategy play a vital role in this. See, there is different campaign. You can run it as an email campaign. You can run an SMS campaign. You can run an WhatsApp campaign. But if all of these are not on one channel, if you are not using a CRM or you are not having on all these things on one channel, you are not able to analyze your client ever. Neither you gonna understand the conversion percentage of any campaigns which you are running, be it be YouTube, be it be Shorts, be it be TikTok, be it be Google, Yandex, whatever. In the end, the results is only going to show when you have a process-driven approach, when you have a system-driven approach, where you have a proper CRM to track each and everything. You need to nurture and understand which client needs to be sent what. Cannot be just generic blast.
I think you've made an amazing point when it comes to selling a property or helping somebody buy their dream house as such. It is, especially in India, and I'm sure it might not be any different in Dubai as well. It's very, very emotional driven, and you need to actually target and make it so personalized for one person that even though at the back of their heads they know that, yeah, it is at the end of the day a marketing campaign, but I still, even as one name, I still matter to this company, and that is why I would like to build the relationship and make that sale happen with the company. So I actually wanted to understand what are the different touch points that every real estate business should ensure that it happens with at least one prospect that comes into their system.
See, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever a lead is generated, be it be from any source, it's Google, Facebook, whatever. If the person is not interested today, definitely the product available in market is not suiting or matching his requirement. That doesn't mean that the client is gone or it's just a waste of lead. It's a prospect for the new client or the new approach or a new product which can come in next 15 days, next week, or next month, or maybe in next 6 months. So a client who is always there as a not interested, when you know what was the reason for the client being not interested, obviously here the CRM plays a vital role again back. So you know your client, the client, the better you know your client, the better you retarget him. The better you retarget him, the better the conversion is.
And so, how you keep mentioning that a CRM is an essential piece of technology that you use. So, in your sales process, in your day to day, like if you come to office today this morning, how does a CRM help you, and how does a CRM help your agents to make that sale better?
See, I'll tell you one thing. The moment I come to my office or my people come to office, their routine is to track their daily follow-ups, to understand what are the prospective buyers who are they going to meet or who they should call. Second is we look up to the new leads which are popped into the system from different portals. So let's say if there is a lead generation happening on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, it directly comes to my CRM. And I know that boss, this is my interested lead, has to be contacted within certain period of time. Once my lead is contacted by a client, he gets an automated email and a WhatsApp message about my company and the person he spoke to, which gives him a professional approach, which gives him a luxury feeling that he's dealing with a brand, not with XYZ or a small broker. That gives him a comfort, boss. Okay, this company is this, that, and all these things. Apart from that, when the sales guy calls him and looks at him that the client is not interested, he goes into different stage. So let's say now the client is moved towards a not interested stage. Now there my marketing campaign or marketing guy comes into the picture. The marketing guy or my marketing team will retarget that client with a different product, understanding his comment put by the salesperson why he was not interested in. So let's say if my client was not interested because he was looking at 3 million dirham, two bedroom is high. I am looking for something in 2 million dirhams. There is no product available in 2 million dirhams as a two bedroom as of now in Dubai. Everything is sold out. The moment there is a launch of 2 million dirham, two bedroom, immediately my marketing team will retarget them with a WhatsApp message, with an email campaign, and a SMS campaign. Immediately we come into the picture that yes, this client keeps us understand us that yes, I told Golden Crown that no boss, I want 2 million dirham. Now this guy has come to me with a 2 million dirham option. I have a lead which is free of cost to me. It's just about understanding it. If I would have not having the CRM or I would have not managing this client, I would have run a new campaign on 2 million dirham property and got a new client, which would had a huge expense for me to generate that lead, and maybe that lead would have not come to me and gone to someone else. Correct?
Yeah.
When the client knows me, when the client has already met my agent, it becomes more prospective for him to trust me back again and buy a property from me.
That is so true. I think even in the last 2 years or 3 years post the pandemic and how the political scenarios that has been, a lot of real estate businesses have been still making revenue just because of the pipeline they had built in the last year, in the last years. Because closing essentially, I'm thinking it takes time. It will take like 3 months to 6 months to close a deal, right? At the end of the day. So how can real estate businesses sort of plan their next year ahead so that they know for a fact that whatever efforts I'm making today, be it introducing new processes, making my business more digitally transformed, or training my people to sell a certain way and to understand the client requirements better, how will it sort of flow into next year's revenues as well?
See, I'll tell you one thing. There's a trade secret, which I don't share, but now you're pinpointed and you're pulling it out that things from my self. That's okay. So, see, what happens is, let's say now there is a client who was a rental seeker, okay, who bought a property on rent from us. I know that boss, this client is a repeat business for me very next year. His tenancy contract is getting renewed. I am the person who can go and suggest him some new properties or help him in renewing the contract and take a commission there. Second is, I can obviously have an approach to sell him a property. So what we do is, immediately when we get a rental client, we close the rental deal. The deal is done. After that, 30 days or 45 days after that, we start retargeting that client as why don't you have your own property rather than having a property on a rent where your rental amount and the EMI could be same. We start giving them banks offer. We start comparing them a ready property and EMIs with an email, WhatsApp, different sources. So now that client keeps on thinking it. By the time the next year comes up, my business is already ready. So from the not interested clients, let's say from 1000 not interested clients, I know I can pull out 10 to 11 sales out of it next year, because there is already engaging or retargeting is going on that leads.
So it is, once if somebody has bought from you, it is impossible for them not to buy again from you. Now we know that. So I think, yeah, our audience, this is a very good takeaway, that never let go of the relationships and the rapport you build with your clients, because one or the other day they will need a property and they will find you and you will find them.
Yes.
Moving on, so there are some typical steps or certain typical scenarios that each real estate business or an agent has to go through, be it identifying good properties, be it running digital campaigns on them, or be it just getting visibility in terms of, yeah, we are here, we have something that we can offer, and it suits you as an audience. So, what are some of these steps that each business should essentially pay attention to? Basically, build the foundation of their business and their sales process.
See, firstly, to understand the think like a client, make your process like a client, what you feel would be good for you. Now you go out for buying a property, what could be the first step? What you gonna do? You gonna shut down your requirements. I want 2 bedroom, I want 3 bedroom, I want a townhouse, I want a villa, or I just want an apartment in this budget, right? And looking at that, I would see my commute, my schools in my area, and traffic in that area to go and come out, and how far is from the main city and how off is from the outskirts, whatever it is. So you came out with a requirement. Now you start searching the property and comparing each one of them. Think at reverse perspective. When you as a broker or a sales agent or a sales company comes to know that the client is looking at a property at a 2 million dirham, when you are generating a marketing campaign with the lead you got, you're clear that the client is looking for a 2 million dirham 2 bedroom khalas. At that stage, it's your way how you target him. You meet him, you give a consultative selling, you tell him that boss, these are the products available in the market, these are the option A, B, and C in the first meeting, and then you can expect a closure out of it. And if you feel that only one option can be good for a client, the client will find another option, another broker for another option. So rather you give him, you be the right person to consult him, or let others be that. One more thing I will like to add in this is, there are too many products in the market. When it comes to 2 bedroom, there are maybe 50 plus options available, maybe with the same developer or different developers. So out of which product has to be presented to my client is fully about understanding your client. My repeat business or my business is always on the data which is there in my lead square. So if my client has rejected a offer saying that boss, I don't want a 2 bedroom without a maid's room, I know that he only wants 2 bedroom with maid room, I could understand him. See, if the client is coming to me again and again, I will know the client. But if client is coming back to a company, maybe this agent might go from my company. Maybe this need is with someone else today. If I don't have the tracking history of that client, if I don't have the history, what he wanted, what he got, and what he rejected, till that I will have no clue about what to be presented out of this 10 projects or 50 projects. And if I have that, I can shortlist and I talk to him in his language or in his needs. It's like selling a power bank to someone who has a bad battery life. It's easy, right? You know that the phone you are using has a bad battery life. So I know my client, that my client is looking for certain requirement. I go and suggest him that he's gonna immediately buy me, and he will be amazed that how you know this. And there the brand picture comes up. You also build up your brand, not just in understanding your client, but your client starts feeling and lovingly appreciate you, refer you, give you more clients who can close with you.
I think that's actually a very good point that you mentioned, Pankaj, because referrals in a business of relationships, it's always word of mouth and referrals that help us get more clients. So, how important, and these referrals could, like you mentioned, come from customers or your existing clients, or they could also probably come from developers. So, how do we sort of identify the right set of relationships we need to maintain for a long term, be it from a client or from a developer?
See, when it comes to maintaining a relation, I will just give you an example. Let's say whenever we meet our client, we generally have a small discussions with them. We understand about you know, their religion, their cultures, their festivals. We talk about a generic topic with them to build a rapport, right? Let's say if a salesperson is going on a field, he tries to know the client before pitching a product, right? So that's how generally the sales work. When you try to understand the client's requirement, you know that what the client is exactly looking for. Let's say now you know that there is a festival called Eid, right? And you wish that client, specifically retargeting it with an email or a WhatsApp, That client feels special, boss. I did not buy anything from them, but they wished me. That gives an approach that they still remember me. you know as a person, you might not remember him because you're handling more than 100 clients every month, right? So maybe 3 months back you met a client who was a Muslim, but you forgot him. But as a system, if that client has been wished, he feels that the company and the agent remembers me. That's where the professional approach and the uh, professional touch comes up to the client. Same goes for wishing on Diwali, Eid, or any other festival. And if any case, if you can wish your client on his birthday, that could be the best thing whatever you can do in your life. He feels special. Was anyone randomly coming and wishing me is special. you know in India, when I get a wish from any other company that was, let's say, any gold shop, especially in Dubai, when you go and meet them and you buy something or you don't buy something, when they register you in their system, when you come back on your birthday, on your anniversary, they wish you. They not just wish you, but they give you an offer. Boss, it's your birthday, you're gonna get 10% discount. Immediately, if you're not a buyer, you're going to run and buy the product, right? So in the same way, when it comes in the real estate, you don't tell him that, boss, there is an offer, but tell him that you have an amazing opportunity. We have a special offer for you. That person feels good and he definitely come back to you and want to meet you and see whether he can go forward for it.
Okay, mental checkpoint that I have to go visit Dubai during my birthday so I can get good offer on gold shopping and make my mom also happy. Uh,
Definitely on
so
a property as well.
Oh, great. Yeah. I think what points you've shared with the audience is like really a gold mine because these are really small things and people know that they have an impact, but they really can't understand how they can leverage some kind of technology, some automations that can help them do this at a click of a button. So, like you mentioned that, yeah, you handle probably 100, clients every month, and you have 200, 300 clients coming into your system anyway, your prospects. So, how, like, keeping tabs on them, retargeting them to different channels, understanding how they're responding to your message, all of this is the back end. Like, the execution and everything is the back end where you set up an automation that, yeah, if these one or two conditions are met, you need to send them a WhatsApp, or if this is the stage of the lead, you need to send this email to them. So how difficult or easy was it for you to a identify these touch points and b to set the back end stuff so that in future everything is smooth sailing?
See, I'll tell you one thing. When you listen to all these things, this everything what we talk sounds too much techie. Too much. It looks like there's a lot of coding, programming has to be done. Some parameters has to be made. But when it comes to the CRM, when it comes to Lead Square, it's touch base and it's very easy. It's you can run an automation without even knowing any coding. You can do automation even if you don't know anything about a CRM or a Lead Square. It's one touch go. You can go live in 15-20 minutes for an automation. If you want to blast a message to a certain criteria, it takes less than 15 seconds to blast. So that's where the technology plays a vital role for any company or any real estate agent which comes in. If you have a product which is smoothing, easy to use, and easy to implement, you can definitely make something. Or else you will keep on struggling in learning, programming, coding, hiring a person to do it. And in the end, you will know that, boss, it's a small change in the system have to be done again if you don't have a right product.
Exactly. I think a lot of businesses sort of either struggle with this problem that it takes long to implement heavy loaded CRMs, or they are scared that not a lot of their employees will adopt it. So, whatever money or whatever investment that is going on behind that product, it might not be fully utilized. So, how do you as a business ensure that whatever piece of technology you introduce the adoption rate is high, as well as the kind of ROI and the results you get after implementing that product are also high.
See, I'll tell you one thing. For this or everything, the product which you add in your business or the product which you inject in your system should be very easy. It should be user friendly. It should be as good as using a social media. It should be as good as easy as one click touch on everything. If you have this kind of a product, it will be easy to understand to your sales team. It will be easy to implement them. And obviously, if this is implemented or any product, any process is implemented and followed continuously with a consistency, definitely you're gonna get a greater ROI and best results. So the major key factor here is the ease of product. So once this ease of product is set with the right product, you are good to go.
And also in terms of ease of product, it's not only like sometimes you're scared that yeah, the product might be easy, but still I would need some hand holding at some point of time. So how important should as a business owner you should keep, because again we are into the business of relationships, building rapport. So how important is it that even your tech companies or the tech products that you use, they also keep a consistent relationship with you, so that in future if there's any problem with the implementation of the product, or you need new things to be introduced into your sales process, it is smooth sailing as well.
See, in this is a very nice question. When it comes to selecting a product, let's say now you shortlisted 5 products where you see, okay, boss, these are user friendly, these are easy to use. But which product support team is available 24/7 to you, or at least 12 into 7 on a WhatsApp, on a phone call, not emailing to a support, waiting for support to raise a ticket and respond to you on your email. And maybe on an email, you are not able to communicate and put your points to him on a very clear note. Second thing is having a chat bot, creating a chart. The AI chart is going to respond to you with a generic answer. You don't have anyone to approach. It becomes very tedious and frustrating for a business owner or someone who is looking on setting up a process. So when you have a product which has an ease of support as well, let's say if I have a problem, let's say I want to create an automation, but I don't know which logic has to be used or which point to be triggered and what to be done. The person should be available on one call to me. I pick up my phone, I dial the number. Okay, boss, the person is available now. He can tell me what to be done. If the process is complicated, he schedules me a Zoom call and he explains me live. Okay, boss, this is how it's gonna happen. Not raising a support, getting a document that this is how it's to be done, and then you keep on reading the document and still you don't understand. It becomes complicated. Today, people don't like reading and implementing. People like to have that human touch, which is very important when it comes to support.
Exactly. And also in terms of how you interact, like how technology helps you interact with your team, as well as your market gives you insights into your marketing campaigns which are running. So how can technology sort of dive in, like as a business owner or a manager of a business, how do you sort of get that visibility into how your team is performing, how your which channels are bringing in most leads, or which channel is bringing in most qualified leads? So how does technology help you identify all of this?
See, when it comes to knowing this, which lead source or lead campaign is performing the best, it's the utmost requirement of any business. When the report should be very easy, that you on one touch you should know from where the leads are coming, how many leads are coming, and from these leads how many are converted. So what is the percentage of conversion, so you understand what is the ROI of the investment you made on the campaign. In this, when it comes to specifically on the CRM or a lead square CRM, it's very easy. There are chunk of reports which can dig down and tell you which clients are not being contacted, which are contacted, and which are converted in just one touch. So thousands of leads getting generated from a campaign, and tens of campaigns getting run on one media, and there are 10 such medias these days. So having hundreds of campaigns all over to generate thousands of leads, you as a human cannot do it. It's all about the system giving you report in one touch. And if the system is able to give you the report in one touch, as a business owner or an agent, you know where to reinvest and to upscale. That gives you a idea of scaling up your business, and that creates an ease to scale up your business.
And so when it comes to making data your best friend, what what are like these three reports or these three metrics that you as a business owner know at the tip of your tongue, that even if somebody wakes you up at 2 in the morning and asks you, Pankaj, what is this number, you'll be able to share it. So what are these two or three key metrics that you have always on your top of your mind?
See, first is, one important parameter is how many leads generated each and every day. There's a nice report called Lead Digest which tells me every single day that how many leads have come in and what has happened with those leads. So before I even take my shower, I have a report on my hand and I check what's happening with my leads. Number one. Number two is, you're very correct that data needs to be your best friend. You should love data to understand or grow your business. And if you are thinking about scaling up your company or scaling up your business, it's very important to understand the nerves of your data. So to understand that, it's let's think in this way. If I'm monitoring the data every single day again and again, you know if the process is reminding me to check the data and sending me email reports every night, it becomes my habit. Once that habit is made, you wake me up at 2 o'clock in the night and ask me what's the conversion percentage of Facebook campaigns. I can tell you, closing my eyes, I can tell you that this is the number, and I'm 100% sure that the numbers won't vary from there, because I have been practicing and monitoring my data very closely every single day.
And also, like, as a new business owner, who's somebody who's just starting out or who doesn't have a lot of leads coming into the system, would you still recommend them to be tech first, to have like a CRM in their business? And if yes, why would you encourage a person to still have it?
200%, there is no doubt that the person should even think about going without a tech driven approach. Reason number one is, you will not be able to scale up from there. Now let's say you have a 2 agent. Your dream is to make your agency as a 20 agent agency. That's not going to happen if you don't monitor your data, if you don't monitor your leads. Today it is 20 leads. You might think that 20 leads can be managed on an Excel or a Google sheet or whatever the portal you are using, or maybe on a pen and paper as well. But to understand, there are two perspectives of learning. One, the person who is managing the system will eventually learn to upscale the system. So when I'm using the system for 20 people, it's easy for me to learn. I have a breathing space to learn the system, right? When my team becomes 2 to 20 or 20 to 200, where there is something where my uh, tech plays a role. Even if I ask you, let's say how many agents, there, I will just give you a number. There are 7,500 registered agents in Dubai, real estate agents, out of which not even 75 agents would be wishing their clients on every festival, or might be sending them their exact requirements. You know why? Because there is no tech driven approach. I don't have to go and send it. I just have to set an automation and a trigger point that, boss, on this date it has to be sent. Imagine, it's as simple as that. The moment you get a new year calendar of 2024, you plan out, you spend 2 days on the lead square, you design your flyers and implement it for the entire 2024 or 2023. It's taken care. The lead square is automatically going to send the flyers, reminders, wishes to your clients. That's not even my job. it becomes a surprise for me when people call and tell me that, boss, your company wished me Diwali, happy Diwali. That's something which has to be noted by everyone. You are running with two agents, one agent, or 20 agents, or 200 agents. If you don't have tech, you're gonna miss a lot of things in this business.
100%. I think a lot of our audience is also agreeing with a lot of points that you've made, and they were also shocked at the fact that how how few businesses are only tech driven, and why is it important, no matter how small you are or how big you've gotten, how important tech is in driving those relationships, in driving those sales at the end of the day. uh, Pankaj, before we take some questions from the audience, do you want to have any last thoughts that you want to share about how can some a business amplify property sales using technology?
See, I will just want to tell on the last question only. I will take it forward little. I would like to add few more points on that. Even if the agent is a freelancer, let's suppose now I don't have a company. I'm a freelancer. I'm just want to sell real estate the way I want to. I don't want to work with any company and make sales. Even in that scenario, the technology plays a vital role. Boss, there is no one to remind you what's your target. There is no one to remind you what's your number of leads generated. There is no one going to remind you what are the spend you have done on your marketing campaign and which marketing campaign is running good for you. It can only happen if you have a tech driven approach towards it. It can only happen if you have a right system or a process to reach out to your client. If my client knows for a fact that he's dealing with the right person or not, is the approach how I reach to my client. It's not just the communication pitch. Today everyone is having a good calling pitch or maybe right way of approaching to a client. What could make a company or a freelancer different from that is the technological approach. That the moment I speak to someone, I keep down my phone and I see that, boss, there is an email from that person or there is a WhatsApp from that person to me. A generic automated message with a custom name given to him comes to me as a client, makes me feel very happy. And if I am an agent, when my client is happy, definitely I'm going to close some or the other thing today or tomorrow. I just have to keep and nurture him. Lastly, I will add this point very clearly that if any business in today's era is not a tech driven or having a digital approach, is having or lacking behind in a huge way. So if a tech driven business is working on a 5% conversion in 100 leads, a non tech driven business will be on 1% or less than 1%. That's the difference.
So I think, folks, you heard it here first. Even if you are a small company, having a tech driven approach can make your 1% team to be a 10% team, because that is what data and insights can help you achieve. Yeah, handing over to Kartika if we have any questions from the audience.
Thank you so much again, Pankaj and Jagati. It was truly a wonderful discussion. I think we've touched base on very, very basic things that people might actually just ignore in their day-to-day life when it comes to real estate. So thank you so much. It was truly educational, is what I would like to say. I actually see one question from Mr. Rajat. He asked it a little towards the middle of our session. So he has asked, what CRM are you using, and what are the other CRMs that major players use in Dubai? So how much do you think that a CRM should be customized to your business, and how important is it for a business to choose a CRM wisely? It's just a question that I'd want you to answer.
Yes. So, firstly, see, I'll tell you the competitors: HubSpot, Zoho, Betrix24, Salesforce. There are a lot of CRMs. The first and the utmost thing is to understand who is the CRM who can make your business easy, who can give you a support on one touch click. Third, and the most important parameter is to understand where your users can be easily be tracked, and even they don't have to do a lot of things. The system or the CRM should be too much automated that his many of the things are being automatically taken care of. I personally use Lead Square, and I'm big fan of Lead Square. I started my journey using Lead Square in 2014 with Byju's. We scaled the company from zero to $10 billion just because of Lead Square. And it was very much impactful that when you don't understand, see, it's not just on the company level. Now I am, let's say, for an example, I am a team manager. I have a 10-member team. If I'm not able to track my team, if I'm not able to guide to my team where my team member is going wrong, I am not I'm not going to do good job for myself or neither for my team members who are working on my faith, looking up to me as a leader. I am not guiding them on what has to be done, and that can be done by many CRMs, right? But who has that easy approach towards me? I've used Salesforce, I've used Squarebeats, I have used Betrix 24, I have used Zoho. I am telling you, it's not that easy as Lead Square is. It's not that I'm sitting on a Lead Square portal or someone with Lead Square, but hats off with the designing team who have designed the CRM.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. I think, Jagrati, we should snip this from this webinar and put up all across our social media.
100%.
So,
I think, as Pankaj mentioned, they don't have any billboards in Dubai, but at least for Lead Square, this is what I'm going to say. We'll have Pankaj's photo with the quote and put them up on Lead
No, no,
Square
no,
in the
I
billboard.
don't mean. But I'm
thank you
very
so much.
happy with Jagruti, and thank you, Kartika, for inviting, and we had a great discussion on this.
Of course, definitely. And to the audience, I just wanted to say, if you have any more questions, please do send it our way. We shall get in touch with Pankaj, and maybe if we could, get those questions answered, that would be wonderful. But of course, you can always reach out to us over email or LinkedIn or any of our social media. We would love to help you out. And before we wind up the webinar, please do respond to all our polls that we put up. We would love to know your responses. But I think with that, we've kind of come to the end of the webinar. Pankaj and Jagrati, once again, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today. I'm hoping to host more webinars with you, Pankaj, and of course, Jag. Thank you so much once again. Thank you to our audience as well. With that, I think we are concluding the session. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
very much.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.